forward and reverse circuit. So in today's video, I am going to show you how to simulate the forward and reverse circuit. Before we start, the first thing we have to do is check the components, switches, if it is working properly using the multitester as shown in the video. And now that it has been tested, let's start with the forward and reverse circuit. The first thing that I did is connect the circuit breaker to the magnetic contactor. Then connect the magnetic contactor to the overload relay. After connecting the magnetic contactor to the overload relay, we must connect the overload relay to the motor using the Y connection. This is needed in order for the current to pass from the source through the magnetic contactor to the overload relay and into the motor. And now, we will connect the circuit breaker to our source. And now that it is connected from the source, we will test our circuit if it's working. Now, I turned on the circuit breaker and turned on also the magnetic contactor. And as we can see in the video, the motor is working and it is in forward direction. And now, let's proceed to the next step. We must connect the magnetic contactor into another magnetic contactor or M2. So, bear in mind that when connecting the two magnetic contactor, we must interchange the T1 and T2 as shown in the video, as our magnetic contactor 2 will serve as a control component to our reverse direction. And before we proceed, let us test first. Now let's turn on the circuit breaker and test the magnetic contactor 1. And as shown, the motor is in forward direction. And in the magnetic contactor 2, the motor is in reverse direction, meaning that it is working properly. Now, let us proceed to the next step. I will connect the line 1 to overload number 95 and connect the overload relay number 96 to a normally closed switch, and connect the normally closed switch to an open or normally open switch, and connect the normally open switch to magnetic contactor number 21 and the magnetic contactor number 22 to magnetic contactor 1 A2, and connect the magnetic contactor A1 to line 2. Next is we will connect the magnetic contactor number 13 to the normally open switch, and also connect the magnetic contactor number 14 to the normally open switch, meaning that they are in parallel. And now, let's test if our magnetic contactor 1 switch will work and if the stop switch will work. Let's turn on the circuit breaker and push the start button. And as you can see, the motor is working and it's running in forward direction. And as you press the stop switch, the motor will eventually stop. And now, let's proceed to the next step. We must find a new normally open switch and connect it to our normally closed switch, and connect the new normally open switch to magnetic contactor 1 number 21, and connect the magnetic contactor 1 number 22 to magnetic contactor 2A2, and connect the magnetic contactor to A1 to line 2. And connect the magnetic contactor to number 13 to the normally open switch, as well as the magnetic contactor to number 14 to the normally open switch. And now let's test if it is working. Let's press the magnetic contactor 1 switch, and as you can see, the motor is in forward direction, and as we push the stop button, it will stop. And as we push the magnetic contactor 2 switch button, it will run in reverse direction. And as we push the stop button, it will also stop from running. That's all for today's video. I am Engine Cadet Vance R. Cabug. Thank you and hope you enjoyed the video.